Hello everybody, here we are today and we're going to be talking about Josh Anderson and the weird season that he's had so far. Now before we start, please make sure to subscribe if you're new to me or hockey, whatever the case may be. That being said, let's get on into it. So Josh Anderson is a name that you probably know if you're a follower of the NHL. You're definitely aware of him if you are a Montreal Canadiens fan. He is a player that is not a rookie by any means, closing in on the 500 career games played mark, and has had an impact in the game. Maybe not so much as some other players, but has been able to be a goal scorer over the past few years and in his career at different points. So over the past 2 seasons, he has 40 goals. Over the past 3 seasons, he has 57 goals, coming off of a 32-point season last year, and has a long-term extension with the Montreal Canadiens. However, I feel like Josh's stint with Montreal specifically has been marred by some really slow stretches, and this season was definitely one of those that kicked off with a slow stretch. And that's because in his first 24 games of the season, he had 0 goals and 3 assists on 46 shots. Now, we have obviously been highlighting the fact that he's been able to score goals. Has he been in Austin Matthews, where he's going to go out there and give you 40? Absolutely not. However, he is a guy that could get that 20 goal mark, and you're hoping that that is kind of the standard for him. So first 24 games with a shooting percentage of 0 is not ideal. In his 25th game, he would score his first goal. However, it was an empty netter, so you can count it, but Josh is probably in that same boat where he's looking at this and saying, I want to get a real goal, if you will. However, he would go goalless in the stint for another 4 games. So in his first 29 games, he has 1 goal, 4 assists for 5 points in 29 games played. He has 63 shots in that span. And if you take out one of those, again, the empty netter, then the shooting percentage is still 0 in just over 550 shifts. So that's got to be frustrating knowing that out of all these shifts, you're coming away with just 5 points. However, in recent stretch, that being the past 5 games, he has 5 goals and 1 assist for 6 points in the span while having just over 100 shifts. So to go from having a stretch where you have 550 some shifts and you're not coming away with results to having a run where you score 5 goals in 5 games is a big deal. None of these are empty net goals, so that's great. Now, I think the big thing for Josh is the fact that the Montreal Canadiens are doing better than I thought they would be. I thought they'd be the bottom team in their division right now, and they are holding pat. While they are not a guaranteed team for the playoffs, they are about 4 points out at the moment time of recording this Friday night, and are in a situation where maybe, just maybe, they go on to make the playoffs. Now, do I think it's going to happen? I don't. But I do think that Josh is in a spot right now where it's finally good to get over that slump and maybe just help his team go and catch a few games here and get to the playoffs, which would be really great for him. I think the good news for Josh is in a situation where Montreal signed him to that deal, and he is just fortunate to be able to get the playing time that he has. Now, I'm not saying that in a mean way to Josh as a Jackets fan. I appreciate the Josh Anderson that we saw with the team. This is a guy that'll lay big hits, and he is somebody that you can root for. However, at the same time, too, you know that the long droughts that he's had in Montreal have kind of been prevalent, and start off the year with 25 games, which is over a quarter of the season, being goalless. That is a big struggle. So for him, I'm really hoping that he can get on a heater here, because it would be nice for himself, for the fans, and for the team, because if you have him helping out, there's no guarantee they're winning more games, but maybe they are. Now, the good news is Anderson's not in a spot where he has to go out there and give you a big role. There's other guys that are plenty more capable of giving you those big offensive numbers, and definitely more expected to, whereas I think in recent memory, Anderson's role and expectations by the fans and the franchise has shifted down some. But I will say, if you are a fan of Anderson, you will know too, he's been able to get a lot of power play minutes. He has averaged the 6th most power play minutes per game, and that is good because you're going out there in your spot where you are going to have extra attackers, maybe just one, but you could get more points and help yourself out in that category. I know points aren't everything, but certainly fans of the traditional stats will really look at that and be happy, especially goals, if he can go out there and get some goals for them as well. It is weird that he's been able to play about 100 minutes on the man advantage this year. However, he's come away with just 2 points. But with him getting those consistent opportunities, you would like to think that things will click for him. And I will say that it has been a weird year, but weird in a good way as of late. So is it so strange that we're looking at this and saying he has 6 points in 5 games? No, I know a lot of people look at this and say, you're just basically saying that he's had a long cold streak to the year and has suddenly been able to get things going. Yes, I am, but it's got to feel good to get that weight off of his shoulders. And as a fan of Anderson and a fan of the league, I'd like to see guys that are in a slump be able to go on a run. So we'll see what happens here with Anderson. Maybe this thing ends before we know it, or maybe, just maybe, he's able to crack the 20-goal mark yet again. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think will happen here. Do you think this is just lightning in a bottle, or do you think there's more to come from this? Let me know down below in the comments. Also, please make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Everybody stay safe. Have a great night, and you go love hockey, alright. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes. This is your captain signing off. Have a great night.